Okay, I'm back. I did decide after putting in the yellow that I did want to add just a tiny bit of green. So I used this grass green and just added hints of it here and there on the leaves of it. I hope you can see it. I hope it's not shining. It's just real faint looking, and I wanted it to look, the whole thing to look aged. Okay. The next thing I did was I printed my free word art, which you can get at our blog, which is www.wordartwednesday.blogspot.com. So I printed it out on just plain beige paper. It's pretty good quality craft cardstock. I colored in the very top word with some orange, believe it or not. It doesn't look orange, but that's what happens. I took my scissors and I just roughed the edges up real good, okay? Then I took some Stampin' Up, two different colors of the Distress ink, and first I balled it up in a ball, as you can see, all the wrinkles and crinkles, and then use the Stampin' Up ink on it, okay? Then you kind of have to like straighten it back out, and to tell you the truth, it really feels like an old map or something. It's very cool. If it rips, that's good. We want it to look old and antique. Then I took a piece of brown, and I have a little border on it. I die cut the edges of it. Use whatever die cut you have. And then I use the mahogany Distress ink around the edges of that, and it just looks so weathered looking. So we're going to put that down right there, and we're going to use Mod Podge matte finish. And normally I cover the whole back of mine pretty heavy because I want it to stick really good. So that just takes just a minute. I use a wide brush. This is the only thing I use this brush for. I dipped it too far. Is just Mod Podge. That's it. I have it I store it in my holder in a separate place so I don't get it mixed up and get any paint in it. So we want this, I want it in the middle. So now we're going to kind of come around, smooth it down really good so you don't have any. It doesn't matter if the Mod Podge gets anywhere else, but we want this to stick really, really good, and you want to be sure and get all your edges and mash down. It probably wouldn't even hurt because my canvas is kind of thick. I want to be sure that it gets stuck down, so you want to try to be sure. Now you can always go back if your edges are not completely stuck. Just go ahead and do them. It's not going to hurt anything. When this dries, you're not going to see any lines or anything. And then we're going to seal this down. Actually, this is the best part. You can be messy. Not going to hurt anything. Because our next thing we're going to put down is our scripture. So we need this totally covered anyway. Okay. You just want to be generous, because if you don't put enough, you will have bubbles, air pockets get in there. So you want to be sure and get that covered real good. And you don't want it too thick either. It's got to be even. Now, so that it will stick well, and I'm going to get this excess off. Put it on both sides. It's not going to hurt anything. I tell you, this paper is just so nice. I got it at Big Lots at Myrtle Beach. So it didn't have a name on it really. I looked so I could see to tell you, but I would use good thick cardstock, okay? Doesn't matter if the front gets it. It's going to get it anyway. And then we're going to stick this down. Yes, it is kind of messy, but I kind of like it. And you know what? I really want my edges up. When this dries, this Mod Podge it's gonna be stiff, okay? So again, rub this down good from the middle out. Get that worked in. And then I'm going to take this skewer, just a little bit of skewer. Well, this is almost stuck down anyway. My dog wants attention, so he is making noises at me. So see how that's curled up right there? I like it. I want that look. If you need to roll it up a little bit, just do it. That'll just get it started, and that's, I think it's very authentic looking, and I'm going to leave that. This side I need down. I'm going to put flowers on this side. Snickers, lay down, hon. Lay down. I'm busy. Okay, so now let's coat this with some Mod Podge. And don't forget where you stuck your edges up so that it stays raised, and that will just dry hard. It won't mess up or anything. That's the great thing about this Mod Podge. And at this point, if you use matte, it's not as noticeable. If you don't cover a little tiny spot, which I plan on covering the whole thing anyway, and you can go back over again. That doesn't hurt anything either. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh no, I had these things from K & Company. Okay, it's still time enough. We're gonna rip this up because I want this down in here. See, we all make mistakes, don't we? It's no big deal. No big deal. We're gonna pull that up. We're gonna stick this down real fast. I always tell them at work, there's hardly any mistake that we can't fix. And it's the same thing. Same thing is true with art. Although you do want to put some more of this down, so this will stick back. Okay, get your edges going. And I'll have to definitely take a break. And I wanted this little piece that says Daisy Garden. I want to stick it in right there. So, Snickers, I'm busy, honey. I can't see. I want that edge up, so let's stick that edge back up. And even if I could pet you, I got Mod Podge all over me here. Okay. Now I had this piece too I was going to use, but really and truly, since I have added all the detail to the flowers, I really don't want to cover any of those up. I really like how they turned out. So we're just gonna put some Mod Podge around here a little bit. Now the next thing we're gonna do, I want to show you. These are Wild Art Orchid craft flowers. This is a single petal, and I have stuck that through to make that right there. And I want to show you how you curl your edges. You see how it's got this stem on it. I just pull it, wrap it around your skewer like that, and pull it out. You got a cute little thing. Now I want this to go right here. So we're going to take some of our Mod Podge. This is definitely going to be a 3-dimensional piece. Just smear it on there, and I went right there. Okay. Now, believe it or not, this is going to hold. This Mod Podge holds this stuff down. Okay. It's going to dry clear, and it's going to hold. Okay. Now, this is the next size rose. It's called an open rose, and it comes like in all sizes. You just wouldn't even believe it. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I want a tail on this one. So all you got to do is take some scissors that are not your good scissors. Don't use your good ones. And we'll just... I did wash my hands before I came back, but you can't tell it, can you? And I just want to stick this in right here. And I'll cut the tail off too. Bend it down. I don't like to cut it all the way to the end. I'm scared my flower will come apart. Just do some good. And you want to work in odd numbers.